I love you, Dad.
What are you on? You drinking or something?
This is the Garage Boozing Podcast. That's what it's called, so yes.
I love you, Dad. What are you doing, drinking or something, kid?
Leo.
All right, well.
He didn't say he loved you, too.
Yeah, you didn't say you loved me.
I love you. All right? Straighten up.
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. Today I am joined by two very special guests. To my left, your right if you're watching on YouTube, we have the return of Brandon Eastman. And to my right, your left if you're watching on YouTube, we have first-time guest Sarah Keegan. Guys, welcome to the show. You could say like...
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. So, yeah, guys, it's been a minute since we've done the podcast, actually like a little over 2 months. I'm not going to get into why that was, but I took a little mental health break if you need to know. And, yeah, we're back in the garage. We're ready to rock, and we will be here every single Thursday from this point forward. So, yeah, as I said before, guys, welcome to the show. Brandon, you've been on the podcast a couple times. I'm not sure how many times at this point. Do you know? Probably.
I think this is the fourth time.
The fourth time?
Yes.
Wow,
hey, what's up, Ray Sugar? I know you're watching. I love you, brother.
Yo, speaking of my dad real quick before we get into our first topic. So Brandon's wife celebrated a birthday. I think it was last week, right? Yeah. And my dad loves Brandon. Don't get me wrong. Loves Bree too. But he absolutely loves Brandon because he loves all his inspirational stuff and everything like that on social media. So my dad, he went through his friend, you know, like Facebook pops up and it says, oh, it's this person's birthday. So my dad goes on it says Brianna Eastman's birthday. So my dad comments and he's like something along the lines of, happy birthday to the most inspirational man I know. Blah, blah, blah.
And Bree was like, thanks.
No, Bree was actually really funny. Bree's like, I think you might have me confused with my husband at Brandon Eastman, but
and she
she
yelled across the house and said, Brandon, Chase's dad is a dipshit. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
You hear that, Dad?
That is not the truth.
We actually, me and my dad talked about that yesterday at family dinner, but I saw the post and I was like, Dad, I'm like, you idiot. This is Brandon's wife, Bree. And it took him like 6 hours to edit his post. And all he does is he edits the post to, happy birthday to the most inspirational woman.
The message was still there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but it was so funny. He brought it up yesterday. He goes, oh, I look so dumb. I was like, yeah. And he goes, but I think I came back. I made it look better.
Yeah, you
and
did great.
Yeah, he changed man to woman, but sure, whatever. Anyway.
She is pretty inspirational.
She is, yeah.
I agree.
She must.
Thank you, Ray Sugar, for pointing that out.
She must get it from you.
I appreciate that, but I think she cultivates it on her own.
Bree, I hope you watch this, and I find you much more inspirational than Brandon.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Sarah with the sauce already.
You should follow her YouTube channel.
I should.
You guys have a YouTube channel?
Bree does too, yeah. We both do, of course. You know that.
I didn't know Bree had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Brianna Eastman. She does makeup videos.
Oh, like on TikTok.
Like on
I've seen that.
TikTok. Her
Yeah.
TikTok videos, they go hard.
All right, so first thing I'm going to talk about here, well, we're going to talk about, actually it wasn't even an idea by me, it was an idea of these two. So, Sarah, you think men on dating apps are trash? Or maybe not all of them.
Not all of them, but 90% I think is a solid, accurate, realistic number.
Okay, so how many dating apps are you on?
Right now, 2. I should delete them both.
Which dating apps are they?
Tinder and Hinge. I don't want to expose myself.
Tinder and Hinge, no Bumble.
And like, no Bumble. Because I only want to message first if I want to message first.
I was going to ask why no Bumble, because you don't want to message first.
Like, no, because I will message first, but like, I don't want to have it be like a forced upon.
So Bumble makes you message
The
first.
woman has to message first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to message first?
And if you don't message, then it like disappears in 24 hours.
What would you say in the first message?
It depends on the person, but sometimes I'm funny, sometimes,
You don't have just a template that you copy and paste?
No.
Well, it depends. Well, I can't speak for Bumble because I'm not a woman and I don't message first on Bumble, but like other ones, sometimes I will, I guess. But like if you see something funny on their profile, you can make like a funny comment about that.
So Brandon doesn't know how it works, but there's like little prompts that like will get you to interact with like.
Now, what do you mean Brandon doesn't know how it works?
Yeah, why'd you have to point that out, Sarah?
Yeah,
Okay,
what do you mean by
so
that?
Brandon is in a very long relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been in like
We found each other on Bumble.
Shut up.
Yeah, they've been dating since they were like 7.
Basically, pre-dating app.
So I'm new to this, so I'll ask a lot of questions for the other people who might be in long-term relationships.
Yeah, so Brandon's never been on a dating app. He met his current wife working at a local theme park, amusement park, when you were like, what, 14 and 15, something like that?
I was 17.
You were 7. How old was she?
We can just continue the podcast.
That makes you sound creepy.
She was 15. I was 17.
Okay,
She was 15.
that's not weird,
Which
but when
isn't
you-
weird in the moment, but some people get weird about that.
No,
dude.
when you're in high school and stuff. Like
No, but you just made it sound incredibly weird.
Yeah, you made it sound like she was like 8. I love when he
You
does
just
this.
had on a predator catcher, and Brandon's over here keeping his like.
Oh
big
shit, Chris
secret.
Hansen.
Why don't you take a seat right over here? Yeah,
so for the record, I was 17 and she was 15.
yeah, that's not bad.
And at the time, that's not a bad thing.
Even normal life, that's not that bad. You made it sound like it was 17 and 11. Like, that would be weird. But, like, I don't know. There's, like, Romeo and Juliet laws and stuff. Like, I don't know, completely normal. All right, so you guys were 17 and 15. So, yeah, this was, like, how old are you now?
29.
So, if you're 29, she's 27.
Yes.
But, yeah, so this was 15, no, wait, no. My math, 12 years ago.
This
If you
was
were
a long
17
time ago.
12 years
Yes.
ago, yeah. So that was before, like, Tinder and all that stuff. So you guys met organically. You guys worked together.
In real life.
So how did you guys start dating? What was the first conversation?
So I will say that we went deep into detail on this on the last conversation.
I know, but it's been some time, so.
No, that's completely fine. So we met at the Great Escape, which is a theme park in Queensbury.
Six Flags.
Yeah, and we both worked in the retail department, and she worked in the same store that I did, and we just started talking. And well, technically, I passed out at work, and she I passed out at work,
Because Bree walked in.
and when I woke up, she was there, and she helped me up, and
CPR?
everything, dude,
Oh, wow.
everything in that little human resources office, and then she led me back to our station for the day, and we started talking, and we went from there. She was actually kind of a wing woman for me. Like, I would send her like messages between me and another person, and she'd say, "Oh, send this back to them." And she helped me talk to people, but then it turned into just me and her being together. And I just realized I like spending time with her and talking to her more than all these other people. So we started dating.
And me and Chase just can't relate.
I know, yeah. Oof.
You got to find the right person. I wasn't looking for anything at the time. It just happened organically.
Everybody says that who's in a long-term relationship, though. Like, they don't. Brandon has no idea of like the expectations of today's dating culture and like
Things are different
the
now.
society we live in, and like what it is to be 25 to 35 and be single.
Oh, yeah.
So what's it like? Let's talk about it.
It's not fun. What would you say it's like? I don't know.
Well, I'm like freshly single, so
Yeah, are you dating?
am I dating? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Are you out? Are you going on dates? Are you on dating apps?
I'm on dating apps, yeah, but like,
Are you going out?
yeah, I've gone out a couple times, but like nothing super serious or anything like that. Like, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's really fresh for me. So like, I don't know how soon I really want to like dive deep and stuff. Like, there's people I've
Yeah.
like hung out with and stuff, but like nothing crazy serious, you know?
Just every time I've been contacted on a dating app and I think it's going well, I end up getting the ick from them within like a calendar
Getting the
week.
ick?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You've never heard the term getting the ick.
No. But I can kind of, I guess I know what it means. Ick, like ew.
There's a lot of icks. Like you can have a boyfriend of 5 years and then he does something one day that like just gives you the ick. Or like if I want to not like a man, I'll think about a situation that they're doing that will give me the ick. And it can be something very simple.
Like what? Give me an example of something that's giving you the ick.
Like him doing something embarrassing in the grocery store. I can't think of a specific something.
What's
like,
something you can do that's embarrassing in the grocery store?
just like, first of all,
Oh, like ride the cart down the aisle, push it and jump on it?
no,
I
that's
like
just
to do that.
Yeah, like
Is
that's
that
just somebody
icky?
living life.
Exactly.
I don't know. Let me get back to you on a specific thing, but like an ick is just something that a man or a person that you're interested in does, or just a person in general that, like it.
You're just like, oh, I don't like that.
And then you
Ick.
you start getting turned off from them after that. Like once you get the ick, you cannot go back. The ick is a permanent.
So you get the ick one time and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that men do on dating apps that give me the ick.
Oh yeah, we started with the dating apps. Okay, so like,
So what are those things?
yeah, what are men doing wrong on dating apps?
Okay, here's a big thing for me is like, obviously a lot of people are in dating apps for certain things, and that's fine. Other people,
Some are just trying to get fucked.
some are just trying to get right to it. That's cool. Some people are interested in dating. That's cool too. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to meet anybody at their house the first time that we ever meet.
Smart.
Men need to stop asking women to go to their homes.
Yeah, that's weird.
One, I watch too much true crime. I'm not going to get murdered.
Netflix and chill.
Absolutely not. Not the first time.
But you've already been to my house now.
So this is your unique experience.
Okay, the second thing on going to men's houses is that they're going to start to get robbed. I'm not saying I'm going to rob anybody. I'm just saying that
Yes.
women should rob them because they need to stop inviting women into their homes.
So here you are in my garage for the first time.
And you just invited me to Netflix and chill. You don't even
No,
know me.
I wasn't doing that. I was just like making a joke.
Well, there's my joke. I'm going to rob you. Ha ha.
I mean,
In the morning, your go-kart's gone.
can it be after we Netflix?
No,
and
the
chill?
GoPro doesn't, or the whatever, it doesn't move.
If you Netflix and chilled and then something went missing, would you forgive that
Oh yeah,
because of the first thing?
If we Netflix and chill first, you can rob me. But wait, what are you taking?
It depends.
Like a pair of socks? Like that's cool.
I don't want
So
your
it's important
socks.
she communicates what she takes.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
I'm
but-
not going to steal anything. I'm just supporting women who do.
So she's just gonna Netflix and chill.
Because men should stop.
This guy, this fucking guy.
Men need to stop inviting women into their homes before they know them. That was the point.
Yeah, of course. Go on a couple dates first. Like you don't just fucking send it and be like, "Hey, want to come over?" Like,
So
that's weird.
what should they be doing? Like, where should they invite you?
To a bar, to a restaurant. If you don't drink, it's fine. Go get lunch. Go get a smoothie. Go do literally anything that's outside. I do not want you to know where I live. You will not pick me up in your vehicle because I don't want to be trapped out on the date if I don't like you. Like,
Ooh, climb out the window.
you will not put me in a situation where you know where I live, what I drive, anything. I don't know. Is that just me?
Yeah. No, it's fair.
No, it's very smart, especially being a woman, because men are creeps. I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm a
don't-
man. Like men are creeps.
I also think that we need to end group photos. Not all group photos, but like you can't.
On dating apps, yeah,
Yeah,
like, 'cause especially if they're all group photos, you're
Yes.
like, which bitch is this?
Like I cannot. I will not
Which
give you
bitch?
more than 5 seconds, Dr. Seuss.
What if it was each of them?
It sometimes is, and I'm like,
I've seen combined dating like, profiles.
do you remember? I don't know if you were single then. You definitely weren't. Do you remember group Tinder like 10 years ago?
How did that
No.
work?
So group Tinder, me and my friend Olivia talk about this all the time. It was the best summer of our lives.
Oh, boy.
Group Tinder, you could add a group with like up to like 8 people of you and your friends, and then you would match. Like you had to like the same thing. So like, you know, you'd be a straight group of girls looking for a straight group of guys.
And that's the only.
And you would like go on a group
requirement.
date. So like
That sounds like an orgy waiting to happen.
No, we met these guys and ended up like squatting up with them for the summer and had the best summer of our lives with this group of guys we met on from there. The summer we were 18,
So why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know. I don't know why it got canceled, but I loved that. And I'd feel so much safer going out with like a group of friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, going on a
Group
group date definitely sounds a lot safer.
Yeah,
than,
and
like,
we ended up like being like homies with these guys for this summer. I still talk to them this day, 10 years later. Like, I don't know.
You should create that dating app, Group Find.
I feel like it's too late to establish that kind of market.
No, you see, the woman who created Bumble is like the most wealthy woman entrepreneur on earth.
Meanwhile, that's the
other
one I'm
than Jeff
using.
Bezos' wife.
Not as much as her.
But other than her. But okay, so like you said that asking them to like come right over to their house, that's a bad thing. Group photos are bad. What else is bad about their profiles? I feel like men are very limited on their profiles because I'm kind of limited on my dating.
I know this is probably going to catch some flack because people are like, I'm not even going to go into the reasons, but fish pictures and hunting pictures. And I have nothing against hunting. I have nothing against fishing. But like, it doesn't need to be advertised. It just doesn't.
Let me
Like,
ask you a question, though.
I feel like their profiles are set up to advertise towards men and not women.
What if there's a woman who enjoys fishing, though? Just because you don't,
It's
maybe,
a rare percentage, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe they're looking for that 1% of women who does enjoy fishing.
I don't know. I also
Yeah.
think that they should stop putting up pictures with their moms. Because I'm sure she's a great lady, but I don't need to know her.
That's weird.
It's a dating app.
So,
I
should
don't
I-
need to meet her for a long time. Her picture doesn't need to be up there.
What if it's pictures of
Also,
that?
no babies. Because
No babies.
I don't know who that baby is. Is that your niece? Is that your nephew?
That's
Is that
true.
your baby?
Yes.
Is that your sister? Is that your girlfriend? Like,
I'll say if it's not your baby, take it off. But if it's your baby, keep it on.
Yes.
It's
It's
Yeah.
like,
I
hey,
want
look,
to know if a girl
well,
had a kid.
also, yes and no. Like, you can let them know you have a kid without putting your kid out on there on a dating app. Because, like, I've passed
Yes.
people who have, like, all pictures of their kids on there. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. You're just exposing your kid to whoever else is out here.
Okay.
a picture of your child should never be public on a dating
Well,
app.
like
Yeah.
a lot of people put a like emoji over
Especially
their
as a
faces.
woman, I feel like there's, like, weird people that can definitely lurk on our
Yes.
profiles. Like,
So you said no pictures of your mom, but like, what if it was like a picture of like you and your grandma?
sure, maybe, like, one.
Yeah, that shows.
The majority should be
But
pictures
like,
of you.
if there was like 2 on there, like
What if
That's
there was
too
5
much.
pictures
Like,
of you and your grandmother?
Do you have a Grammy fetish?
I just love my grandma.
Like,
I'm changing my pictures right now.
yeah, you have to.
No, I have
because,
no
like,
pictures of my
Oh.
grandma. I'm kidding. I was joking.
I think they should mostly be funny dating profiles because at the end of the day, it's a joke.
So let me ask you a question because you just went
you
back.
mean Chase, because people
Yes.
you pointed at me, but
That's
the
very
listeners
true.
don't
So
know you're talking
I
about Chase.
apologize. Chase, let me ask you a question. You recently just went back on a dating profile. So what were the emotions for you and how was the process of going back onto that scene as someone who wasn't on there until now?
Was that thunder? How was it? I don't know. Like I just got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm bored now. So.
And how long did it take you to go through it and complete it?
Month and a half, 2 months.
Really?
It was literally the same for me.
What? Why?
Because like when you're fresh out of a breakup, dude, like everyone can say what they want to say, like, oh yeah, go out and fuck and go out and do this. Like you don't want to do that when you're like fresh out of a breakup. You're like,
Sometimes you do, and then when you get to a certain age, you don't.
yeah, like when I was younger, I'd be like going out being a slut right now. But like now I'm older and it's to the
I
point.
just had this conversation with someone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying though, right?
Like you become over it at a certain age.
Yeah, and like I'm at the age now where I don't want to just go out and fuck anything that walks, you know? Like I want to like I don't know, like my last relationship, like I thought it was like the last relationship I was going to have. So like now I'm at the point where like if I'm going to have a relationship with somebody, I think it's going to be a relationship and like I'm not just going to date just to okay, dating's one thing, but like you know, like we're like you can be dating someone but like you're not like actually like
In a relationship.
right, exactly. So like when you're actually in my next relationship, I hope will be my last.
You can see people, but you don't want to be in a committed relationship with someone until it's a real thing.
Exactly, because like I'm old now, dude. Like I don't want to just be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. That was like when I was 10 years younger, you know? So like I don't know, it was weird for me, but then I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm bored, so like let's see what's out there. Like
It is boredom. It is complete boredom.
yeah, I'll talk
And
like,
it is a land of the abyss there.
yeah.
What is boredom? What part of it?
Nobody's texting you. All of
Yeah.
a sudden you go from being in a relationship and your partner is texting you all the time and you have communication with someone and then boom.
You're talking to this person
You have
all
to-
day, every
yeah.
day. It's the first person you want to tell about your day. You have like something goes wrong in your day. You're telling them. You wake up in the morning. You want to tell them like, good morning.
Not
like,
only that, but we're all at the age too where like maybe 10 years ago, like us and our friends were a little more attached to their hips, but now our friends are married. They have
Having
babies.
kids, yeah.
They have real serious jobs. Like we live in a houses by ourselves where we don't necessarily have like the surroundings that we did a long time ago. So things are different when you're single and you're closer to 30 than 20 for sure.
Dude, there's been 2-3 days in a row where I don't text anybody.
And your phone just doesn't ring.
Yeah.
You can always text me.
Oh,
no,
shut up.
yeah.
It's not like that.
Oh,
It's
right,
just that,
right.
like, it's just part of being a single adult sometimes when you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have interest in seeking things out.
You'll go 3 days without a new text in your phone?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, man.
Other than a
I'm
customer.
going to
but
text you more, man.
I wish you would.
Yes.
But like a customer or something from work, that's different. But like, I don't know, like, where were we going with this?
I'm going to text you more.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the dating app rant.
I'm going to text you both in a group chat.
Yeah, but sometimes like you don't want to talk to people, you know, especially when you're like
You just want to sit on the couch alone.
Yeah, dude, like like the first month after my breakup, I literally was like getting a bottle of wine after work every day, going straight to
Yes.
bed and just laying in bed drinking that bottle of wine.
The night that I got broken up with in the middle of the day, and then I had to work a bartending shift at a Candlelight Coldplay
And it fucking
concert.
sucked, right?
Candlelight Coldplay after a breakup, and you're just serving booze to people. I wanted to die all night.
How did your stomach feel?
Great now.
No, how did it feel at that moment when you were like serving all this? You wanted to throw up. Right?
Oh, it was horrible. It was
It's
a
the
horrible
worst
night.
feeling. It's
it was
the
a
worst
horrible
feeling.
night.
Oh, my God.
It's horrible. Yeah, like I never wish
Who wants
that
to
upon
listen
you.
to like violin Coldplay after they've just been broken up with?
yeah,
And Coldplay
a bunch
is
of
just-
sad songs.
Yeah.
Coldplay is just not good, though, man.
Yeah.
They
Well,
should have chose a different artist.
Well, I like Coldplay.
Well, they do
Just-
Taylor
do like
Swift and
Coldplay?
Queen, too.
I like
I like
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Coldplay is overrated.
I like
man.
Coldplay like when I'm ready to cry, but like
I don't know. I heard some guy sing "Viva La Vida" on Saturday at karaoke, and I was like reading the words, and I was like, "This is kind of a
Wow.
deep song."
yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like when you're fresh out of a breakup, the last thing you want to do is like, for me anyway, like I didn't want to socialize. Like I just wanted to like be
Crawl
by
in a
myself.
hole.
Yeah, crawl in a hole, lay in bed, and then like the thing was like, I knew I'd be okay, and I'm good now. I'm a lot better than I was a couple months ago. But shit happens, you know. Like that's okay to be on camera. Like you don't care.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
What's he gonna do? Get arrested?
No, Bree might just like kick him out. Who knows? Bree might be like, we're breaking up, and he'll be on Bumble next week.
Bree, no, don't. Put
And then
that
I'll
out there.
revisit this episode. What do I
Bree-
need to think about?
Bree and Brandon forever.
Oh, I love them together. But
Yeah, plus we have a baby now. So
Yeah,
it's like
the cutest
even
baby
more
in the
important than
world.
ever.
true.
Oh, thank you. He is cute.
Is Bree the only girlfriend you've ever had?
The only real girlfriend that I've ever had.
So you've been in
Yes.
a relationship before Bree.
Technically, but not like a real. It was like one of those 6th grade relationships.
Did you love her?
No, it was
might have
really
thought
weird.
he did.
So we went to a Halloween party, me and this girlfriend in 6th grade, and they dressed up as this really like scary looking thing.
And you're like, ugh!
And I was so turned off that I left and didn't even tell them I was leaving.
So that was an ick.
and it was a huge
See,
ick.
now you've learned what an ick is.
And I broke up with them, and I was like, I just couldn't deal with what you were wearing at that party.
You guys have experienced icks before, and you just don't realize.
And then there was this one time that I was texting this girl, and I thought it was a different girl. But
I've also done that.
I switched up their name in my contacts because they both texted me at the same time one day, and I added one under the other person's name. So I'm texting this one girl, literally flirting for a week. We set up a date to go see a movie. I show up at the other girl's house thinking it's her.
And she
knock
doesn't
on
know
the
what you're
door,
talking about?
and she's like, "What's up, Brandon?"
Shut
I
up.
drove 30 minutes to Stillwater for this.
Shut up.
I knocked on the door, and she opened. "What's going on, Brandon?" I said, "Hey, are you ready to go to the movies?"
What? I never heard this.
And she's like, "Go to the movies." She's like, "What movie?" And I told her, and she was like, I didn't know, but I'm down to go with you.
And then you get to the theater and the other girl's there.
No. And then I go back in my car and I realize what I did.
So what did you do?
Oh my God. I texted the girl. I feel ashamed. I was literally like 17 or maybe even 16 at this point. So don't
Pour
judge
me some
me.
wine for this. I'm stressed.
I'll pour you some wine. So I texted the girl who I was like actually texting, creating the date with. And I said, "Hey, listen, I thought you were someone else. I'm so sorry."
And then you
but-
just drove home?
I said, "I'm sorry, but I can't go to this movie with you." Why would I go see a movie with someone
But
that
I thought the
wasn't?
first girl was down to hang out, so why didn't you just
The
like...
first girl was, but I was not attracted to the first girl. Not attracted to her.
So you weren't attracted
But
to
you
the
thought
girl.
it was her.
No,
I-
it was reversed. He was attracted to the girl that he showed up
That
at
I
the house.
thought I was texting.
And that's what I'm saying. I thought that she was down to go to the movie, so why didn't you just go?
You know,
Did you go
no,
to the movie
we
with the
actually did go to the movies. Yes, this was a long time ago. I'm sorry, my memory's not good with this stuff. We
He's
did.
fake.
We did go to the movies. We did. Ask Bree.
We
Bree knows
haven't-
all about this.
Of course she does.
Yes.
You're one other relationship she's got to know about.
Wow.
So we haven't touched on an important subject, which is your shirt. Which
Oh
is
my God! Why are we
distracting
getting there
me.
already?
Because I just cannot. The eyes are looking at me, Chase.
All right, so we'll go back to the dating app in a minute, but so we were kind of talking about it before the podcast started here, and I'm wearing a shirt full of pineapples, right? And a couple of them are upside down.
And they have eyes.
Yes. So basically, I went on a vacation a couple months ago, and I wore this pineapple shirt. And to my knowledge, I was on a cruise, and I didn't learn until I was on this cruise. Well, I think one of my bosses told me a couple days before the cruise because I showed him shirts that I bought off Shein. Yeah, a 7-year-old made this. Judge me. And
It looks good.
thank you. It just doesn't stretch. Oh, it does stretch actually. It's one of their higher qualities.
It's a great material.
But so yeah, I was showing him like all these shirts I bought for the cruise, and he's like, "Oh, the pineapple shirt." He's like, "You know what that means, right?" And I go, "No." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Dude, you're going on a cruise ship too. You're going on vacation, and you're wearing a pineapple shirt, and they're upside down." I'm like, "Yeah." So basically, Brandon,
I understand what it is.
it's swingers.
Yeah, we are swingers. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not
I'm not in a relationship, so I can't be a swinger. But I mean, if you and Bree want to hang out tomorrow,
We know
so-
what swingers are. If you go to the grocery store and you have a pineapple upside down in your cart, it invites swingers to approach
That's
you.
not even true.
No, that is absolutely
I
true.
don't know. I've seen that copy pasta.
How do you think that they find people? They go to the fucking grocery store. That's
Okay,
where
well,
pineapples reside.
They see Chase in this shirt and they follow him home.
So I was on vacation on this cruise, and we were in Belize at the time, and me and my girlfriend at the time were having a picture taken in front of the big Belize sign, and this like older gentleman and his wife, they were like, "Oh, we saw you guys at the club the day before," like blah blah, like talking up, and I'm like wearing this pineapple shirt, thinking nothing of it, and they're taking the picture, and he's like, "Yeah, that's a really nice shirt," and I'm like, then it hit me, and I was like, "Oh my God, Ryan," one of my coworkers I was like, "Oh my God, he was right." So from that point, I was like, I'm not wearing the shirt again. Took it off and like, But yeah, so I wore it tonight because I saw it when I was in the closet, like before I like came down
and
to
he
the garage.
couldn't stop thinking about swingers.
Well, no, I just thought it was funny, and I was like, hey, that's a funny thing to bring up to the podcast. And Sarah, before we even get started, she makes a comment about my pineapple shirt, and I was like, oh, relax, we're gonna get to it. But yeah, not a swinger.
I just feel like you're trying to send a message. Like,
No, I would never, unless there's some money on the table, we'll talk.
have you guys heard about that community in Florida?
No.
What
So,
community in Florida?
It's not pineapples, but I'd have to look up the name of it. But
Mangoes.
No, it's they
Papayas,
no, they
Zucchini.
it's not fruit or vegetables.
passion
Banana.
fruit.
They put like
Turkey.
loofahs on the outside of their cars to signify like what type of thing they're into doing, and it's like a senior community in like South Florida, maybe like
Yo, old
middle
people
Florida.
are weird.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's a whole senior community, and they like their focus is like
Well, like old people love to be naked and shit. Like
Well,
the
dude,
nude
they're
beaches and
just
shit.
comfortable with themselves now.
they've
They
already
don't
lived it
care.
all. They've already done it all.
Yeah, right. Throw all the shit.
What
else
shame
do
do they have left?
It's a good point.
I don't believe you.
What?
I don't believe you.
Oh, you don't believe me? You don't believe me? I get it. I was like, wait, what?
A little delayed, but
No, it was perfectly timed.
Oh, yeah, in support for the Garage Boozing Podcast. It is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped will help you trim up the family jewels to make everything nice and right for the ladies. Make sure that you're using promo code TGBP20 for 20% off your Manscaped products. Oh, yeah!
All right, okay, so we're going back to the dating app thing because I still can't get over this. All right, so we said a couple things were wrong with their profiles. Group pictures.
it just can't be all group photos. Like one is enough.
Should we look at Chase's dating profile and go through it together?
We should not do that. We're
Let's
not
do
going
it.
We
no,
could
we're
really
not
help
gonna-
him.
we're
We
not
could
gonna-
coach you.
We're not doing
Let's
We
that.
do
could
it.
coach
Chase,
you
I
and
haven't
make you
seen
better.
on a dating app, so let's do
I have
it.
one dating app and it's Bumble.
Perfect.
Because
Okay,
I
so
want the
that's why we
woman to
haven't
message
seen each
me
other.
Let's go
first.
through it.
Well, I
Wait,
can
so
message first, and so honestly, my big flex.
Time out. Which dating apps are you on? Because I'm going to download them.
I'm on Hinge and Tinder.
All
We
right.
went over this.
Got it.
So on Hinge, my dating, my funniest thing I think personally is that for my voice prompt, instead of I forget what the question even is because it's not relevant, but when you click it, it plays a Rickroll.
That's awesome.
And that gets a lot of good responses. I like to banter back and forth with them. It opens it up immediately, and a lot of people will be like, "Fuck you" immediately because of a Rickroll.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I
Ew.
like them.
Yes.
You said it, you, but
Ew, because they're like annoyed that they got rickrolled. You definitely don't want to talk to those people.
Never going to give you up.
Never gonna let you down.
for a
Never
while
going
I
to
was.
let you run away. All right, turn. I don't forget what it is.
Fuck, man.
And
Yeah,
hurt
let me
you.
see it. Let me
Oh,
see
God,
it.
That's it right
Let's
there.
go through it. We can screen share it for the podcast audience.
We're not going to do that.
We should. You know, it's actually, I'll be honest, it's better than I thought it was going to be.
Hey!
You're gonna have to let me see it after.
You know, Brandon, maybe you're onto something.
Not, I approve of this because this was funny as hell.
That was when I was on TV.
I know. Okay. Chase's profile gets a better review than I thought I would give it. He picked very good pictures. The good vacation pic where he's got the little tan going. Okay.
So you're saying that you would message him first?
No, because I wouldn't. Your profile is only 70% complete.
I'd like to look at your profile, please. Thank you very much.
There's
But
me.
I like your picture selection.
So you put that you're in sales. You put that.
Yeah.
Very
I
interesting.
don't put my career. They don't need to know.
Yeah, they don't
nothing.
need to know exactly where I work, but I put my like.
Sales is good. Sales is
occupation.
high income.
Yep.
Maybe they might be trash.
That's very true.
When tax season comes.
I
around.
love when
These
they
are great pictures.
I love when they put too much of their business, like because I will find you on LinkedIn.
Entrepreneur.
Dude, swipe right. Oh, I won't read anything.
I
No,
actually,
I don't care if you do. Go ahead.
Swipe right if you want to be my +1 on the cruise for 2 that I booked for next February. That's
Fact.
enticing as fuck. I would swipe right for that shit.
That's why I put it in there.
I'm gonna download this app just to swipe on you.
like look at this guy. This guy's full government name was on Tinder.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
You're bold for putting your full government name on a dating app.
Yeah, because I'm gonna find your LinkedIn immediately.
Love that.
Now I found your grandma, your salary, your 3 ex-girlfriends.
You shouldn't be hiding something though if you are going on these apps. Like,
Yeah, but
what do
there's
they
a
have
lot
to
of
hide?
weirdos out there.
What's the weirdest
I've
thing
had
that's
a-
ever happened to you on a dating app?
I've had to block so many guys from
Yeah, but
dating
can you think
apps.
of one like major weird thing? So you being a girl, you must have a lot of weird things. You know?
Yeah, there's so many weird things that I feel like it just all morphs down into one. Like
The thing about dating apps too, like what we said before, is like a lot of guys out there just have one mission, and it's to fuck. Of course, we all know that. Some girls are like that too. But I feel like girls on dating apps get way crazier, weirder messages than guys.
I think I'm good at weeding out like the big weirdos before it gets to the point of like seeing them in person. I'm also quick to want to meet people in person. Like to me, I'm not down to text for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. I know that some people like think that that's like getting to know somebody, but I don't think you can get to know somebody until you talk to them in person and have like an actual conversation. So like if we don't meet like maybe like a week after like doing this back and forth thing, like I'm probably not interested anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's just like why I feel like a lot of it goes south. Like it's two in between. Like it's either just men who want to fuck or men who will want to text me and Snapchat me for weeks and weeks and weeks with no intention of meeting. And I'm like, I didn't sign up to be your pen pal. Like I honestly could care less. Like
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
If that person doesn't make the effort to meet you at that point, they're not going to put the effort into the relationship.
What are they hiding?
I just feel like you not even are they hiding anything, but I feel like you can't get to know anybody further if you don't meet in person. I feel like there's only a certain level of connection you can have via text or like phone communication.
Absolutely, because sometimes the conversation runs dry and you're like, what do I do here?
Even if they don't run dry, I just feel like it like opens a new door. I don't know.
Well, I'm a big believer I'm a big believer too that like, especially on dating apps, like if you're a girl on a dating app and a guy on a dating app, and like, as I said before, some people's goals are just to fuck. Like if you're a girl, you have a way better chance on dating apps of getting laid than a guy.
I think girls in general probably have a way better chance.
I'm
on dating
so
apps.
glad you
and
agree with that.
they're probably the algorithm on dating apps could be a whole other conversation because one, the algorithm is probably skewed towards girls, but the algorithm is skewed towards all paid users. So people who aren't paying for those services are going to see people opposite of what the algorithm thinks they even like to begin with. So that's why we constantly can just swipe and swipe and swipe and not see anybody we want. But when we did download the app 6 months ago or however long ago, we were really interested and we were seeing all people we thought were attractive. But eventually it just dries up because the algorithm has learned what you like and it's no longer showing it because it wants you to pay for that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you think dating apps actually work?
I've met a few boyfriends on them.
How'd they last?
I mean, good and bad.
Fair.
I know someone who's been married from a dating app.
Oh, and
yeah, I think
sometimes-
we all do at this point.
Exactly.
Like, I think it's a pretty common thing that you can be in a successful relationship from a dating app.
The
but
biggest successful app is Christian Mingle. Like,
Shut
That's
up.
how you go right. Like anything, like Tinder,
Chase is on Farmers Only.
Farmers Only.
I personally love cats. There is a dating app called Perfect Match.
Whoa. And then you
See, I
post
can't
pictures
roll
of
my
you with your
tongue.
cats.
I mean, I never downloaded, so I'm not sure how it
It's
works.
just a picture of you in a cat tree, just like laying in there.
I will get in my cat tree later if anybody needs me to.
That's definitely a fetish.
Wow.
It might be. I'm not saying I have one.
Chase, is that a cat's tail hanging from your ass?
No, it's a
Chase
pineapple.
is wearing the pineapple shirt and he's worried about cat trees.
Exactly.
Well, who's gonna swing here? Relax, buddy. The only married in a relationship person here. We're both damaged. Okay, relax.
Yeah, I'm freshly broken up with. How long are you out of a relationship?
2 months.
Me too. What month is this? This is July.
Yeah, mine was May.
May. Same.
It's gonna be May.
Not on my parents' anniversary too. How violent. It was my parents' 25th wedding anniversary or 25th anniversary.
Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, no.
You were already talking about it, so
yeah,
might as well.
I just think it's tragic that it was the same my parents' anniversary. Like
Was it like in person or like?
it was in person, but like not us making full plans the night before.
Oof.
Like plans to go to the farmer's market, plans like for the day. He was supposed to drive me to work because I had recently been in a car accident and I didn't have a ride at work. So my parents had to bring me before their anniversary dinner. Shout out to my mom and dad.
If you guys are listening, shout out.
I hope you're not, but if you are, shout out you guys for getting me to my part-time job. Yeah, so that was sad, but
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Chase would have picked
I'm
you up.
not.
I would have picked you up. See, he's doing the thing again. He's doing that thing.
You just agreed with him.
Yeah, but I
Exactly.
didn't think about it. But like, I would have because I'm a nice guy.
100%.
The listeners don't know what the thing is, but
Right.
for the listeners, Brandon Eastman has been very aggressively for multiple years trying to
Multiple years.
on both the sides of Chase and I just harassing one another that we would be good to go out on a date or good to see one another from each side aggressively.
Well, you're both my friends and you're both great people. So what's the harm in trying?
Okay.
You know, it's funny. So like when I was at Brandon's house the other day, and we were talking about how I know the podcast in a long time.
And he was like, Sarah's single now, so let's get her on
Yes.
the podcast.
Yes. Actually, yes. That's exactly how it happened. Verbatim. So, like, I was talking about, like, just having Brandon on the podcast, and he goes, well, yeah, Sarah, like, she's, like, recently out of a relationship, and, like, he's like, there's this thing we've been wanting to talk about dating apps and everything, and I was like,
Perfect timing.
I know.
thought you already told Chase about this, but I'm glad your pitch finally made it.
We talked about it before, but it just fell through the cracks.
Okay, I feel like this fits into the boyfriend conversation, and I need to tell you guys because my
Send it.
ADHD is itching to let you know the gossip. Ariana Grande.
Oh, God. Left turn, but go for it.
Already, what do you boys feel about her? Because I've kind of always liked her personally.
I think she's hot.
Yeah,
I
great
think
music,
she's hot.
very
I think
attractive.
I agree.
I went to an Ariana Grande concert with one of my, like, ex-girlfriends, like, four ex-girlfriends ago.
So our friend Max, shout out all of our friends.
I love Max.
Max is one
Shout
of my best
out
friends.
Max.
Our friend Max got engaged at an Ariana Grande concert, and
Cool.
I thought that was like a dream come
That
true.
doesn't shock me at all.
No,
I
and-
am not surprised.
And it was very romantic, and I love that for him and his husband Michael.
I love
so
them
shout
both.
out to them. But Ariana Grande, she has always kind of been in little scandals, and I ignore it because I like the music, I like the vibe, whatever. But recently, she, we all know after Pete Davidson. Do you guys know that she got married?
No.
Yeah.
So, right after Pete Davidson,
Right
she
after
like
Pete
got
Davidson.
married. Like that was like the shocking move.
Wasn't he like a dancer or something?
I forget.
I
but
could be wrong.
She got married right after, and just like she has not been out and about. She's filming right now for some movie, and she has not been like seen at all. And then recently, she was just seen at Wimbledon in London or in England, and all of a sudden she's single, not wearing a wedding ring, single, and it comes out that she is dating her like coworker, like somebody else is in the movie.
Whoa.
And
That's what happens, man.
why that's scandalous is not just because she's moved on out of her marriage or whatever.
Don't let your girl be in a movie.
It's not even just that. It's Ariana Grande. And I hate to be a hater. But Ariana Grande moved in with this guy. Not moved in with him, actually. I just mean moved in, like, into the relationship or moved into whatever they're doing. He just had a baby. He's, like, in this, like, long, committed relationship. He just posted, like, this ode tribute to his fucking wife on Mother's Day.
The guy from the movie?
Yeah, that Ariana Grande is with, and Ariana Grande liked this post where he was confessing his love to his wife on Mother's Day, which was when me and Chase got broken up with, at least right around the same time for me, Mother's
Yep.
Day, the end of May.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. So
Wound reopened.
the same. So at that same time, Ariana Grande is liking this post, knowing she's fucking this man. Wow. And I don't know. The man gives me the ick because he played SpongeBob on Broadway.
Really?
Hey.
That's a
He
weird
played
role.
SpongeBob on Broadway.
What's wrong with that?
If you watch the clips, you'll understand. I was gonna say if you watch the clips, you'll understand, but maybe Chase would also do that. So like, but the weird thing is like he looks like her brother.
I'm
to
deleting
me.
Hinge.
He looks like her brother.
Frankie?
Yeah, her boyfriend looks like Frankie.
Okay.
Think about what it must be to date as one of these ultra successful, wealthy celebrities.
Dude, Hollywood's
But
so fucked up,
Here's the
though.
thing,
It's-
though, is she's broken up multiple relationships. She broke up
Mac Miller.
She broke up Mac Miller's relationship. She broke up Big Sean's relationship. She has been a continuous
forgot
path.
about Big Sean.
She was in Big Sean's living room and Naya Rivera walked in.
Well, the thing is, Ariana Grande has so many options.
Break up with your girlfriend on board was a real story. Girl is just at it.
Little innocent Ariana Grande.
Oh, what are you doing here? That's what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. The mouse voice is an act.
Is it an act or is it actually just her voice?
No, that is like a thing that girls do. To
You think
like,
she's just a homewrecker is what you're saying?
I'm not saying necessarily a homewrecker, even though she kind of is being one, but like girls do that cute little like dumb like high-pitched voice because they think it's like a cute thing. But it's just like weaponized incompetence that a man does when like that's like a term a lot of women use when men act like they're too stupid to do the task so they don't have to do it. And like that's a thing a lot of girls kind of do to like think it's cute.
What?
Yeah,
What
like
are you talking about?
and I just like as men like tell me, is that a genuine attraction? Because I don't get it.
Not if they were putting on a performance every time I was talking with them.
I would rather like a girl that knows what she's...
Continue.
I was going to say knows what she's doing, but I didn't mean it like that. but like, I mean, I guess yes.
He did mean it like that.
No, I didn't mean it like that, but like yes, but no, but like... I would like a girl that like knows what she's talking about, doesn't play stupid all the
Yeah.
time. Like nobody wants like someone that acts stupid all the time. I mean, if you're genuinely stupid, I guess we'll like work with it and like
You'll
deal
work with
with
it.
it.
You'll date a stupid girl. Why is he pausing so long?
I know, it was a long one. I don't know. Like, if they're, like, unintentionally... Fuck! Dude, I don't know.
Stupid is different than naive.
Yeah, like... Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm not dating a stupid or naive man, personally.
I'm pretty smart.
What kind of man are you looking for?
I have dated all different kinds of cast and character. I date all flavors. It's not about necessarily a look. It's about a type.
What type?
Well, unfortunately, the past are always narcissists. So I'm hoping I move on to past that.
How so? Give it. What's a narcissist? Well, how would you define it?
I seem to go after really cocky, funny, seem to be intelligent men that are kind of assholes to everybody else except for me. And I find that really charming in the beginning.
Interesting.
That seems to be like an ongoing trend that I can't evade.
Do you want to evade that?
I would like to, but I can't stop.
What if you could?
What if you could?
Well, when you say you
Then
can,
I suppose I'd be in a relationship.
when you say you can or you can't,
I mean,
you're always right.
try to. The thing is, every time I'm in a relation, like getting to that point of like, you know, I'm seeing somebody and I think it's good, it doesn't end up being like.
Until you get the ick.
It's not even I get the ick. It's just like, I don't mean to be exposing myself on this podcast. Brandon knows the gossip already. Like, I was in love with a man. And love is a strong term, but I was seeing a man for a long time that I had strong feelings for.
You were in love, it's okay.
He broke it off at a very surprise, sudden thing.
A shock.
A shock.
Doesn't that suck? That's the worst.
A shock. And
Yep,
then
well-
that same night, texts me and tells me he's getting back together with his ex-fiance. He had just left my house that morning.
That was the last.
This was like 2 or 3 ago.
That's hard.
And he had come to my house on his lunch to get his wallet.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks before his wedding, he was in my DMs.
Wow, men are disgusting. We're all gross.
I didn't know about that.
Except Brandon,
definitely
because
did know about
Brandon's
that.
been in love since he was like 8 years old, so it doesn't even matter. But like,
Well, the thing is, I think that I have a specific experience, and
You're
I think
special.
I think that both of you have a specific experience that I'll never have at the same time. So one's not better
Yeah,
than
but
the other.
honestly,
necessarily.
you don't want this. You
Yeah,
don't want
like-
this experience. It's a very draining one. Can you agree with that?
absolutely. I'm very glad that you've never had like your actual heart broken, because it is the worst thing that can happen.
Especially like in modern times, I feel like it's
Yeah.
only gotten worse. Like the
It's
pressure
only
of
gotten
dating
worse.
with like social media and like
It
online
sucks.
presence is so stupid.
And like your situation is so rare, because your situation with Bree reminds me of like my grandparents, for example, who got married at like 21
Yeah,
and
I
22.
just-
They've been married for
And
70
you just
years.
always know they'll be together.
Yes,
Like
and they'll always be together. Well, of course, they're 91
no, I
and
meant
93 now.
Brandon and Bree.
Oh yes, of course. Oh yeah, Brandon and Bree will always be together. Yeah, of course. And like,
Your grandfather's like, sorry, bro, we're over.
I met the neighbor.
Don't leave, baby.
My grandma's like, wait, I'm coming.
Oh my god.
No, but like, yeah, of course, my grandparents will never break up now. They've been married for 70 years. But like, you and Bree are a very rare breed for this day and age, because like, back 50 to 100 years ago, dude, people were getting married at 18,
20,
19,
yeah.
20, 21, because one, they wanted to have sex, because no one had sex before marriage before then. And two, and they would get married and like not even think about anybody else. But now we've got social media. We have all this shit where there's just like, for TikTok, for example, I'm scrolling through TikTok.
And
I
it's
see
just ass.
Yes, ass and tits
Yeah, let's
hanging
talk about
out.
the difference between men and women's For You pages, because that's a weird one.
I'm sure it goes by the individual, not necessarily the gender.
It's the algorithm, man, all right?
Yes.
It just happens.
But we can also go back to what you were saying and like older people getting married when they were like 18, 19, 20. There's so many differences between our generation.
Well, that's what I'm saying
and our
about Brandon and Bree,
grandparents.
because they're so rare. Because
We're the same age, though, as you.
Yes, but your situation that you're in right now doesn't happen.
Right place at the right time.
Because
It
now,
does happen to some.
but not as much as it used
I went
to.
to 11 weddings as a guest one year. Not this summer, but last summer. There's a lot of people getting married.
You were a plus one that many times. That's awesome.
Not
Good for
always
you.
a plus one. I just got, some friends, believe it or not.
Sarah's got a lot of friends. She's very popular.
That's sick. I
I'm
love
surprised she had time to do this tonight.
But no, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying
for real.
is
Like,
that like
is this my roast?
your situation is so strange, because like especially nowadays, like now like people aren't actually like settling down until their late 20s, early 30s.
it's very
like-
different now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just talk in general.
And you're
how
a
much
dad
better
now.
life would have been if you were born in like.
I wish I
the
grew up in the
1950s.
50s. No, actually, I wish I grew up in the 40s so I could experience the 50s
Listen to
as like a
this.
teenager.
My grandparents got married when they were 18. They bought their house at 24. for
Yes.
$15,000.
My grandparents bought their house for $17,000.
And I like cannot fathom that. They had 3 kids in the first 3 years they were together. Like, that doesn't happen anymore.
My grandpa was a New York City firefighter, and so him and my grandma met when they were like 20, actually like, I don't know, like 19, 20, got married at 20, 21. Anyway, so they bought a house in Queens, and they sold it in 1985 because my grandpa retired and wanted to move to Queensbury because he had like, they go on vacation.
Queens to
in it.
Queensbury.
Yeah, we thought the same.
Queens to Queensbury, yeah. So anyway, long story short, they would come up to like Lake George to vacation in the summers and stuff. And my grandpa's like, I want to get out of the city, blah, blah, blah. So they
Imagine you would have been from New York City otherwise if they didn't make that move.
Well, that's only if my dad and my mom met in the city, which they met here.
Oh, true.
Oh, thank God they met.
Thank God they met because I'm
have
here.
Been created.
All right, motherfuckers. What I'm saying is that they sold
We're saying your existence was
They sold their
fairly
house
rare.
in 1985 for $150,000, right?
Wow.
So then they bought their new house in cash in Queensbury. And that same house sold in 2014 for $1.1 million
Are
in
you
Queens.
kidding?
Yeah.
So I'm
I
like,
believe
Grandma,
that.
Grandpa, what are you
Holy
guys doing?
shit.
Why didn't you hold on? We'd all be eating right now.
Yeah.
But who knew that real estate would just fucking fly like that?
No one.
Nobody.
They should go take back that, that house by force.
Water's right.
Kick the door down. We live here.
Just go squatting in the shed. Take it over.
Lived there for like 20 years. Oh, you didn't know I was in the shed the whole time? It's my house now, bitch.
Squatters' rights have to be less than that.
Oh, it's like
Especially
7 years, I think. We're not going.
That was a
anywhere
great story.
I just think it's crazy.
The
that
house
they-
I moved in was technically abandoned.
So there's ghosts.
So you lived there for a couple.
I don't know, maybe.
It'd be kind of cool.
We should go there with ghost hunting
So
equipment.
I live in what
We
used to
should.
be my grandparents' house.
What if there was a ghost? Would you still live there if there was a ghost?
There's not.
There's ghosts everywhere, dude.
I would like to think there might not be like a ghost, but like maybe my grandfather's spirit. Like that's
What
not
if you
like
just
a
heard
freaky
Sarah?
ghost. Don't tell me those things when I live in my grandparents' house. It's weird.
Hello, Sarah.
Wouldn't that freak you out though? Like if you saw your grandpa's ghost. Like I feel like it would be like.
I've never seen it. I'm just gonna go home tonight and shut my eyes. Like.
But
I
if you
don't-
did,
I'm not gonna think about it because I already like live in their old bedroom. I don't have to have weirder thoughts than the
What
things
if
I
you
already
saw-
sleep in their bedroom.
Like yeah, that's the room I live in.
So like,
What if you saw his ghost?
you know where I'm going with that. So
Don't say anything weird, Chase.
no, I'm not trying to be weird. I'm just asking. So like for me,
This is the house my mom grew up in, and now I get my
but
chance to live
I don't
in
live
it.
in my grandparents' house, and I don't live in the master bedroom that they lived in for 30 or 40 years. And
They
like,
didn't live there for 30 or 40 years. Actually, maybe it was 60,
Did they make
70,
children in
80.
that bedroom?
I don't know if it was always the room.
They might have only had sex to procreate, though.
They were
Okay,
Catholic.
So
yeah,
what
who
I'm saying
knows?
is, what would weird me out about that situation is like,
Chase, you just don't have to think about the details. When I moved in, there was still a water bed that was there.
It was water and other stuff.
there must have been a lot of waves in that bedroom.
And when I moved in, Bill Cosby was also Man of the Year on a magazine cover in the bathroom.
Wow, what a good man.
On
that
a
Bill
Reader's
Cosby.
Digest magazine. The house had been untouched for 20 years. Bill Cosby
Hey,
on
drink
a
this.
magazine. Yeah. And now he's out of prison, so maybe he wants to come move in too.
He should be on the
Okay,
podcast.
so it doesn't weird you out that like,
No, I feel very like protected there.
okay, but like, if
I mean, I have a different mattress.
oh, that's better. Yeah. The
I'm not-
mattress is different, but
Is it still a waterbed?
No, it's not a water bed
Didn't you?
anymore.
Never mind.
Yeah,
water
don't-
beds are pretty cool. They are pretty cool, I will say. But wow. Okay. Well,
Sarah.
No. Shut up.
so you're not like, if you're gonna do the hokey pokey, you're not like, all right, well, like my grandparents used to do that here, so let's
well,
go to
my
the couch.
Nana is still alive.
Oh, okay. So
Just my papa is deceased.
I don't like the way you said that, but like I'm sorry.
Well,
to
he's
hear
dead. What do you want?
that. Not passed away. Like,
I tried deceased. You didn't like it.
because that's very morbid.
It's the way she said deceased.
Okay, my dad's dead too. What do you want? Some people just don't have like an in touch with like reality with death. I don't know. I'm very casual with it. With the people I've lost in my life, I feel like it's just like
See, I've yet to deal with a very major
Same.
death in my life, and
Yep.
I'm very petrified for it because I know the first. No, here I can be more.
Yeah.
Dad, turn this off because you don't want to hear it.
I'm sorry to be morbid, but like,
No, it's okay. We get there sometimes.
it's something that I hate thinking about, talking about.
Was it tough?
But yeah, you just face it so many times. Like we're actually on like the exact 2-year anniversary of my grandma passing away, and like I watched that happen, and like I've just experienced a lot of death in the last few years to where I feel like it doesn't faze me anymore.
Like, not even joking, because I know a lot of this podcast is a joke. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that and see that, because that is one of the things that makes me most afraid in my life, is because I know I'll be there for my grandparents. Yeah,
it's something that's you can't escape that.
Yeah, but I don't want it, but I know it's going to happen, but I don't
But you have to be there for them.
Seriously,
too.
Dad, stop listening. It's my dad's parents, and like it.
Trust me, I totally get it. I get it.
So like, the only like major death I've had in my family was like my mom's dad, who died like in 2007. He got hit by a semi truck on a work trip, and unfortunately passed away on his 61st birthday. But I'd like to say we were close, but like it wasn't like my grandparents that I have here, where like I see them 3-4 times a week.
And also when you're younger, I feel like you process it different than when you're an adult.
Yeah, totally. And like I was a lot younger then. It didn't hit me as hard. And like now I'm at the point where like my grandparents here were, and my mom and my dad would totally agree. So like I'm not being offensive by any means, but like my grandparents here are literally like a second set of parents for me, because when my mom and my dad broke up, and my dad was here just like having me he was a single parent. He was 30, 31, 32, like young.
Exactly. That's how I feel about my Nana.
Yeah,
like,
he's out doing his thing.
And your grandparents always have you.
Yes, and I'm staying the weekends at my grandparents and stuff. Like,
that's why I like to live in my grandparents' house, because I feel close and connected to them. Like I get to be right around the corner from all the places I grew up, always being with them.
Oh yeah, like when the point comes where they kick the bucket and we got to sell the house and stuff, like I would love to live in my grandparents' house, but I would not be able to do the hanky-panky in the master bedroom. Just saying.
I'm sorry, it's just something that has to be done. It hasn't been done in a long time, but sometimes it needs to be.
You would just hear a ghostly voice.
You're doing good, Chase. Did you just check the watch after I said it hasn't been done in a long time?
Okay, relax.
I'm not inviting you.
Okay. What do you think happens when you die? Where do you think you go when you die?
Do you guys know who Bobby is? If I know, just say Bobby. Are you on that set of TikTok?
I wasn't invited.
No.
We're all on different things right now.
Okay.
Well, we were somewhere else you were, and then you went with what you were saying, so go with what you were saying.
Where were you?
I feel like mine is the most important.
We were making a joke. Relax.
Who the fuck is Bobby?
Okay, so Bobby is this
Wait,
TikTok
you're missing
creator.
the microphone.
Bobby is a TikTok creator, and she has the most
Bobby's
fantastic, dry personality, and she's kind of cute.
Wow.
So combine all those things, and I don't know who her manager is, but she just started getting booked like Lil Yachty, Drake, all these big names.
What does she do?
She just interviews them, and she does the most dry, sarcastic interviews where she had Drake saying the most wild shit. She interviewed him in a bed with drinks in their hand, and the things he was saying, I was like, sir.
Why didn't we do that?
Yeah, no shit.
We should have like laid on my bed, had
we
the
could
microphone.
finish the show in your bed.
So she had the microphones literally set up in the bed. Everybody had drinks in their hand, and I would like the interview was just vibes, and I was like, how did this girl book this? Like, and they were the energy was 10 out of 10 the whole time.
Drake heard bed, and he's like, men.
Well, honestly, everything that people say about Drake was true in that interview. Like the stereotypes were doing it.
What are the stereotypes?
Drake is such like a you're not gonna hug me type.
Drake wants to fuck.
Like you know that type. Brandon's not gonna know what I'm talking about because he might be that type.
Right. What's that type? What's that? You're not gonna hug me type. Like when you walk into somewhere and you see someone you know and you say.
So I'll put out an example here. So like,
Please.
all right, you meet somebody on like Tinder or Hinge, for example, right? And you go out to dinner for the first time, and they walk right up to you and give you a hug immediately. Are you like, or you're just like inviting?
I don't know. I feel like I usually greet the men I'm meeting online with like a really friendly, like, hi, how are you? Like, thanks for meeting me out.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, I'll never go for the hug right off the bat.
If I was talking to them for at least a few days beforehand, I would give them a hug.
Because I feel like by the time
you don't know shit.
100%.
Don't tell me what you would do.
I would give them a hug.
I feel like by the time I go out with them, there's like that genuine, like we've already kind of like.
You said you give them a week and then you're going out.
Yeah, exactly. And if you haven't captivated my attention by then we're not going out.
You have to read their body language.
I guess you're right. Like, well, I'm always the one. I'll go for the kiss, but I never go for the hug.
When you first meet them, hey.
Yeah, no, I mean like after the date or something.
If I don't feel warm enough to greet you right off the bat with like a friendly, hey, how are you? Then I probably don't want to be in the date.
Will you give them a hug if they go in for the hug?
Well, yeah, if they're going
awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Not as long as like they're not a weirdo. I've been on some weird dates, but
tell me one weird date you've been on.
I don't know. Like I remember this one date where like a lot of people for dates, like, will go out for drinks, you know? It's a
That's
regular thing.
usually the
because
normal thing to do.
release your inhibitions a little, you know? Relax a little. And I went on one date where it was just broad daylight.
When I go out for drinks, I've already had like 3 drinks before I get to
I
the
think
drinks.
most of us have. I've at least done a shot. But I went on this date in like broad daylight at a smoothie place, and the guy was just so painfully awkward. There were so many moments where like clearly I can't shut the fuck up. But like this date was so silent because it was so awkward. And I could just tell he was like weird, quiet vibes. And then he finally looks at me after like 5 minutes of awkward silence and goes, well, I was Googling things to look up to ask you, but I kind of forgot them all. And I was just like,
No.
He should have Googled that before he got to the date.
he did.
He
And he just
forgot what they
forgot
were.
that.
Oh my God.
But like, don't tell me you're Googling things to ask me. Like,
That's
why can't
strange.
I don't normally have an
Yeah.
issue letting the conversation flow. So like the fact that it's not is probably an issue.
Like organic conversation is the best. If you got to look up shit to talk about, like
then it's already an issue. I don't know if I've ever had a conversation where I'm like Googling like, how do I respond? Chat GDP.
Never.
What do I say next?
Wait, Brandon, what would you do in that situation?
Brandon would
ChatGPT
chat
is a great
GPT.
idea.
Brandon immediately
No,
would.
dude, you need to know, just like in sales, you need to know how to fucking talk to people.
Right.
You have to be able to repeat what they said and then continue that conversation, that topic. You have to know how to conversate with people, not look up what to ask them.
So if they're like, oh, I'm a Sagittarius, you're like, oh, you're a Sagittarius. Tell me more.
Yeah, what does that mean to you? Is that important to you? Because I don't know what the fuck I am.
One of my most
You don't know
recent
your sign?
dates-
No, I do, but some people don't like believe in those different things.
Wait, but everyone knows their sign.
I don't know if that's true.
No, but honestly, the more a man knows about it, the more of a red flag it is. Like if a man knows.
I'm a Scorpio.
That's you're not though. But
You're saying.
What are you?
If a man knows like his birth chart,
Sagittarius.
that's a red flag. Like I don't know if you guys know what birth charts
What
are.
the fuck's a birth chart?
We don't need to get into
Green
it here.
flag.
Green flag.
Nice.
What's your horoscope?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio, perfect.
Well, that's not even like that's a fully loaded question. What's your horoscope?
What's my
Like,
sign is what he meant.
Yeah,
I understood.
right.
But
What's your horoscope?
But either way, like if a man like knows, if he specifically knows what time he was born off the top of his head, or if he like knows certain things about himself or his birth chart, he's been ran through, and I just know it.
Time out. What if the birth thing from the newspaper is on your grandparents' fridge so you can never forget what
So,
time you were born
your
because it
birth-
reminds you?
Okay, fair. If you know your birth time, that's less of a red flag. If
I
you
only
your
know it
birth
because
chart-
it's on my grandparents'
I know
fridge.
my birth time too, but
5:14 p.m.
if a woman's asking you, don't tell her
I'd be like, 6 in the morning? I don't know.
If they ask you what?
your birth time.
Oh, that's a strange question.
No,
What time
because
was,
they're
what
gonna
time
get
was
your-
Leo born?
They're gonna get your birth chart.
Midday, afternoon.
You don't know.
You don't know the
exact time.
No, Bree does. Why do I need to know the time he was born? I know the
Because
Parents know that. Parents know
Brandon,
that.
I was born at 10 p.m.
I don't know what time I was born. I just know I was born.
I was born during a Cowboys football game. I can tell you details.
But you don't know what time your own kid was born?
Hey,
He
can
doesn't.
Can I read the compatibility between
No.
Scorpio and Sagittarius?
shut the fuck
no,
up.
It's fucking amazing. Sagittarius, which is you, Chase, who is adaptive, lively, and gentle, attracts Scorpio, who is Sarah, who is profound, fierce, and secretive.
And Brandon Eastman.
What secrets do you
2023.
have, Sarah?
I have a lot of secrets.
So
We all
you
have-
agree
we all
that-
have secrets.
I don't have a ton of secrets.
Yeah, you just don't know
You're
when
full
your-
of shit.
You don't know when your kid was born, dude.
Dude, it was afternoon. That's enough information.
I hope your wife beats the shit out
it
of you
was like
after hearing
2
that.
p.m.
I kind of want to call my mom right now and ask what time I was born, see if she knows. Should I do it? Fuck it.
Call her.
Can you call your
Mrs.
mom?
Culbertson?
No. What we should do before you call her actually is I've always really wanted to like pull up the Google Translator and convince my mom I'm locked up.
I'm not going to do that because my mom would literally like,
Have we seen those videos? You just do the
Yes.
Google Translate and you're like, Chase Shurga is in Rensselaer County Jail.
my mom would be like, where's Rensselaer? If she passes this test, I'll be shocked.
She knows when you were born. She knows when you and
And then she
Dean were
denies your
born.
call.
She doesn't love me. She's not going to answer.
It's 9:30. She probably thinks you're in trouble.
My mom would answer.
What time was I born? Wow, she doesn't know. What a shitty mom.
I have 5 freaking kids.
Are you fucking kidding me, Mom?
You were born in the afternoon.
That's exactly what I just said.
Okay, what time? I'll give you a hint. It was 5 o'clock. What's the minutes?
27.
You suck. It was 5:14 p.m., Mom. I love you. Goodbye.
I love you too.
Wow. My mom knows what time I was born. I want you to know every year on Facebook.
Oh, now I'm going to call my dad. Let's see if my dad
Minutes
knows.
before that time, my mom will post, my daughter Sarah born 10:10 p.m. on this day. Like,
Aw.
my mom will count down. She'll text me. She'll be like, in 1 hour, my water broke. In 1 hour, I was at the grocery store.
Hello?
Hey, Ray Rod, question for you. We're live on the podcast. What time was I born? No way.
Ray, I'm with you, man.
Kevin didn't get it either, so don't worry.
All right, let me think about this. So give me
I'm
like
calling
a
my
minute or
mom.
something.
It's on Grandma and Grandpa's fridge.
The time you were born?
Yes, the newspaper article.
Oh, it's all right. You'd have to read the article then.
Go reference the article if you want to know, Chase.
All right, so you don't know.
3:32.
It was 5:14, but thanks for trying. You were a lot closer than Mom. Mom just said the afternoon, but all right.
All right, watch this.
I rest my case. All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I hope she doesn't say anything she shouldn't.
Wow, our parents suck.
10:10 p.m. Watch it.
Call Val 4 and see what she says.
Hello?
Hi. What time was I born?
11:11.
No, not my birthday. What time was I born?
10:10.
Okay, thank you.
Damn!
My friends didn't think you knew what time I was born, and they needed you to prove it.
I have your birth certificate right on the dresser.
So far, you're the only mom who knows what time their child was born in the room.
Mother of the year.
Well, it was a Monday night football was on
The Cowboys were playing.
Yo, your mom rocks.
What a good mom.
My mom sucks.
All right, Mommy, thank you for proving my point.
Look up the game and see who won the football
They probably
game on
lost.
11/11/96.
All right, I love you. I'll text you. I'll text you. The Cowboys, I told them.
All right, love you, bye.
My mom for the W.
Wow. My mom would know, but she would think something's wrong with
Not
Leo,
the
so
birth-
I'm not going to call her.
Brandon, what's wrong?
The birth time, the football game playing, like my mom, W.
Actually, no, you have to call your mom right now. We already called our moms. Call your mom.
You think I should?
I
Yeah,
think you
call
should.
your mom right now.
And
She'll
ask her
think
what-
something's wrong.
Okay,
so-
and then you can just ask her
Yeah.
what time you were born.
Don't text. Just
You
call.
don't even know
I got to type her number into my phone.
You don't know what time your kid was born. See what time if
That's
your mom knows
shocking.
if you were born.
I feel like I would know when my
So
kid
far,
was
my
born.
mom performs.
Wow.
Don't say anything weird about my mom.
Brandon,
Please don't be freaked out, Mom. It's almost 10 p.m.
Both of our moms answered.
is Leo okay?
Oh, man. I hope her phone's not on loud. I'll feel terrible.
Just call your dad.
She's probably sleeping. Wow, my mom's not picking up, man.
She doesn't care if you're in danger.
This is not good.
She looks at the phone. She's like, "Oh, it's just Brandon."
Mom, you sent me the voicemail?
You better call your dad then.
No,
Already
because
got-
he'll be freaked out if I call him.
He'll answer.
He will answer.
Okay,
That's
call
all.
him.
Call him.
I just bullying Brandon.
Call him now.
He's going to be like, what's going on?
You got a beer for me, kid?
Now that both their phones have gone off, they're going to get out of bed.
Do they not have their phones in their room?
Oh, man, I hope it's not on loud.
Oh, they're
I'm
fucking
sweating.
Right now.
I'm legit sweating right now calling my
Chase had
parents.
her pocket.
Hey, Dad? Hello? He's not there, man. He picked up, but no one's there.
No way.
That's not good. He's got me on mute.
Okay, so what I've
If he calls me
gathered-
back, I'll pick up.
What I've gathered is my parents love me the most. Chase's parents just like kind of remember him, and Brandon's parents don't give a fuck.
They really are great. Oh, my dad's calling me back right now.
What time was I born?
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
Hey, I hope you weren't sleeping. I'm sorry if you were.
No, but I heard Mom's phone ringing. Then I heard
Hey, we're on Chase's podcast right now. I have a very important question for you.
Okay, what is it?
What time was I born?
What time was Brandon born? You're asking the wrong person.
My mother doesn't know the answer to that question.
No, she does. She knows.
Why doesn't my father know when I was born? You probably know when DJ was born.
You don't know when your kid was
I
born.
don't know when any of you motherfuckers
Fuck,
were born.
kid.
10:32, Mom said.
10:32 a.m. or p.m.?
P.M.
Wow, thank you for knowing my birth time.
Is
But
she
she could be
positive?
she
Is
could be making that up
Is she
though.
positive?
She doesn't know for sure.
Does she know for sure?
She knows for sure. What the hell are you doing on the podcast? What are you guys doing this week?
We're talking about when your son was born.
Brandon doesn't know when his son was born.
I don't know when Leo was born, and Bree's going to be pissed when she watches this, but apparently that's an
You
important
should
thing to
be.
know.
I don't know. It's a man thing.
Exactly. Men don't need
were
to know.
Get me a beer, kid.
I know it was nighttime. I don't need to know what
It was nighttime.
Hey, thank you for your
There's a lot of shit
contribution.
going on.
Thank you for caring about me. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Okay. What
Tell
does
me you
that
love him.
mean?
Tell me you love him.
I love you, Dad.
What are you on? You drinking or something?
This is the Garage Boozing Podcast. That's what it's called, so yes.
I love you, Dad. What are you doing, drinking or something, kid?
Leo.
All right, well,
He didn't say he loved you, too.
yeah, you didn't say you loved me.
I love you. All right. Straighten it up.
All right, I love you. I got to let you go.
I'm crying.
Love you. Bye.
All right, but we do think that Brandon should know the time that his son was born because it
I'll
was like
find
2
out.
months ago.
Yeah,
for
I'm
next
sorry.
time.
Why wasn't that moment engraved in your
Call
Because I was
Bree.
in the
Call
fucking
Bree and ask her
present
what
moment.
time. Well, ask her what
No,
time.
because
clearly-
she's in bed with Leo right
You
now.
clearly weren't in the present moment since you don't remember the fucking moment.
I feel like I'd be looking at my watch.
The
and be
what
like,
moment?
The moment.
The what moment specifically? Because I remember that moment, but not the moment he was born.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't remember any of those moments because I've been celibate for so long now.
Me too.
Until
Shut the fuck up, Brandon. Shut up, Brandon.
Brandon, before you even
Shut
leave,
up. Wow.
Wow, you're speechless.
Dude, shut the fuck. Relax.
Next topic.
check notes.
So we took a little pee break, and both of my guests here on the podcast didn't notice that I changed my shirt because my last
Wait,
shirt
I
had
didn't
pineapples.
notice.
Fuck, dude.
My last shirt
now
had
we're gonna
pineapples
end
on
it?
it. Well, yeah, I had
Is that the same brand of shirt?
Yeah, it's Sheen. A 7-year-old made this. We've been over that. Like a 7-year-old in a sweatshop in China was
China.
like China,
China, the greatest
was
country. I think
stitching
you'd
it
agree.
together. But yeah, that got a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely what a comeback episode that was because that bounced all over the place like we always do here in the garage, which I absolutely love.
Three
But
ADHDs together.
yeah, well, I have no H, so I'm ADD. I don't know about
however the math mathed, just 3 people like that will do that.
how do you multiply like alphabet like letters?
Easy.
It's a podcast threesome.
Okay.
Relax, buddy.
It's 3 people
This guy,
in a
this
podcast
guy, this
setting.
guy, unbelievable.
That's enough to end tonight's show.
Where do we come back from here? All right, guys. Well, that was one hell of an episode. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's great to be here back in the garage. Brandon, Sarah, thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. But without further ado, folks, we'll see you nerds next week.
See you, nerds.
Goodbye.
Bitches.
Hey, nerds, please don't forget the #1 way to support the brand. Buy some merch. We've got hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and it's all available to you at www.garageboozing.net/shop. And don't forget to follow on all your favorite social media accounts as well as YouTube at Garage Boozing. And of course, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, whatever the button may be, to the Garage Boozing Podcast on your favorite podcast platforms so you can be notified as soon as a new episode is released.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing, alcohol chugging, and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net. Click the Be on the Show tab and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the boozement or be a loser. Don't miss your chance because we're taking this to the moon.